Hi there, it's Rich from the Pacific Northwest Bumblebee Atlas. We are going to put together a little video here showing you how to enter your habitat data. We have a bit of a new protocol for 2019 and just want to put a video together to help you do what you need to do to get us the data that you've collected. Hopefully you'll find this process to be a little bit easier than last year. To submit the data, you're going to go to the Pacific Northwest Bumblebee homepage, or Bumblebee Atlas homepage, and you're going to go to data, and then you're going to choose habitat data entry, and this will bring up our new form, and it takes a couple seconds to load, but once it does, you can just start entering your information here. So you put your name here and your email address here. And it's really important to use the same email address that you use for your Bumblebee Watch account. It helps us keep everything straight when you do that. And then also want you to put your Bumblebee Watch username in this box here. Then you're going to add your home zip code, the date that you conducted your survey, and you can use the calendar here to interact with it to find the date that you conducted your survey. And then you're either going to choose a point or a roadside survey, depending on which kind that you did. If you choose point survey, not too much changes. If you choose roadside, it just brings up a bunch more options because you're going to have more sites to enter data from. So in this case, it was a point survey. You can enter the site name here, and then using this box, I want you to select the grid cell in which you conducted your survey. And then you're going to enter the time that you collected or started your survey here. And then you're going to use the map to enter the location where you did your survey. And if you kind of know where it is on the landscape, you can drag the map around and zoom in, or use the buttons here to try to find that location. And then maybe you can zoom all the way in and find the spot where you did your survey. And what you want to do is leave that blue arrow in the middle of your survey location. And you can see the latitude and longitude are entered here at the bottom, and you can check those to see if they match your the data that you collected when you were out in the field. If you are out in the field while you're doing this would work on a mobile device. You can also click this button and it will find your location using the GPS services in your phone. The other thing you can do is, if you're not exactly sure where you are or you can't find it on the map, you can type a location in here. You can use an address or a place. For instance, I could type the Xerces Society here, and it's not going to be helpful at all, which is fine. But maybe I could type Timberline Lodge. If I did a survey up at Timberline Lodge, then I can click that and it will zoom to that location automatically, and then I could move it around and actually find the spot where I did my survey. And again, I'm going to leave that blue pin right in the middle, check to make sure that my lat long are close to what I collected when I was out in the field. If you just can't get the map to work, and please do spend some time trying to do this, we greatly prefer that you use the map. That allows us to enter the information directly into the GEO database. If we enter them manually, then we have to actually manually place that dot on the map. It's not a big deal, but it does add time. So using the map is much preferred. If you just can't get it to work, that's fine. We want your data one way or the other. In that case, you're going to click yes here, and then you can enter your latitude and longitude here. It has to be in decimal degrees, not in minutes and seconds. So you need to convert that to decimal degrees in order to enter it there. And then here you're going to enter the number of bumblebees that you observed. And then you're going to let us know whether or not you've submitted your data to Bumblebee Watch yet. It's best to, because then we can associate the information that you collected or that you're entering here with the bumblebees that you've already submitted. If you haven't, it's fine. You can go in and submit the data and then share this information with us later, and you'll get an email reminding you to do that. In this case, I have already entered, so you click yes. It asks you whether you use the new checklist option. In this case, I did not, so I'm going to say no, and then it asks a new question. It says, what is the ID number from one bumblebee in your survey? Perhaps you've already recorded that. If not, you can always go over to Bumblebee Watch and go to your profile page by clicking the welcome username here in the upper right hand portion of your screen. And then you can zoom down and find a bumblebee from that survey. You know, the site names would be at the bottom here, so find that location where you did that survey. In this case, here's the Timberline option. I'm going to click on that bee, and then in the URL box at the top here is where I'm going to find the code that I'm going to enter. In this case, it's 35107, and I can just hit Control-C and copy that, and then go back over to the habitat entry form and enter that information there. Then you're going to go through and just enter the habitat information that you measured or collected. So the temperature, the wind speed, the cloud cover. You could enter some weather notes here or a site description if you want to. And then you're going to enter the information from the site. In this case, it was a mountain meadow, and it was surrounded by more mountain meadow and a woodland. It had 50% flower resources available, and I'm going to put the different features that I saw when I was on the site. And then I'm going to talk about the management. There was no mowing, no cattle grazing, but I suspect there was some native grazing, no agriculture, no insecticides, no herbicides, no fire recently, but I'm going to suspect that there were honeybees. I saw honeybees while I was on site there. And then you're going to enter the flowering resources. So tell us how many flowers you saw, 1 to 2, or 2 to 5, 5 to 10. What you select here will change the number of entries below. So if you select 5 to 10, you'll get more options to enter those more plants. And if you choose 2 to 5, it'll just stop at 5 here, not showing you those additional options. And then you're just going to write the name of the plant. Let's say, for instance, I saw a dandelion, and you're going to write the scientific name here. If you saw a bumblebee visiting this plant, you would say yes. And then this year it's going to give you the option to include that photo directly in the survey. So if you already have the photo, you can click here, and it will open up a dialog for you to find that photo. If you're using a mobile device, you can actually just click the camera here, and it will open the camera on your device, and you can take a photo if you're standing right in front of it. In this case, I'm at my computer, so I'm going to click that button, and then I'll scroll down to the flower and select it. Obviously, that's not a photo of a dandelion, but I'm just showing you this for example. And then you're going to continue as is for the rest of the plants that you saw. And then at the bottom, you're going to enter your volunteer data. So in this case, it asks if I've already reported my volunteer hours. Like if I did 2 surveys on one day, you may have reported the volunteer hours when you submitted your first survey, and then when you do your second survey, you wouldn't need to again report those volunteer hours. You only want to do that once. In this case, I haven't submitted them yet, so I'll hit no. It took me 6 hours to do the survey, including travel time. I drove about 45 miles round trip. I did attend a training, and I did not attend. I haven't reported my information from that training yet, so I'm going to talk about the date that I attended that training. We're going to enter that here, and then how many hours you spent at the training, including travel, as well as how many miles you had to drive round trip to get there. After all that information is entered, you're going to sign your information to the best of your ability using this box or your finger and your mouse, and then you're done. You can just hit submit here. It'll take a couple seconds to submit, and then you will get a confirmation page here telling you the data was submitted successfully, and you should also receive an email in your inbox letting you know that your data was received. And that's it, you're done. And thanks so much for submitting your data and for watching this video. Happy bumblebee watching. See you out in the field.